Hi everyone. As first, sorry for my bad Portuguese language. Therefore, it's really better for you making my speech in English. I promise you, I will pay specific attention using effective wording and communication style. This is Vincenzo Patti, Managing Director of the international certification body Lloyd's Register, Italian entity. I am the actual president of Assotic, the Italian federation that has created the network of associations on testing, inspection and certification, and president of IOICI, the Italian Association of Conformity Assessment International Bodies. As first, I would really thank RELACRE for the invitation on this important event. The circular economy and the sustainability of the environment have really a great meaning in the current period of time. And this event and our engagement on it are the great objective evidences about the commitment RELACRE and each of us are ready to do to protect our environment for the best sustainable future of our children. As first, let me introduce Assotic. Assotic is a new concept of the testing, inspection and certification Italian market. Assotic represents the unification of 5 Italian associations of conformity assessment bodies. I mean, laboratories, inspections and certifications bodies. And through these 5 associations, Assotic represents 132 conformity assessment bodies. We are mainly focused to achieve 3 objectives: the promotion of the accredited testing, inspection and certification world made by professionals and competent people, focused on the independent assessment activities. The second one is the representative of a unique and homogeneous voice in the market. As such, the evidence of a unity of purposes. And the third, the collaboration with all the stakeholders to give benefits to the community. And our 11 values have been set to demonstrate our unity of purposes and our desire to go in one direction. We are addressed to the integrity and legality, the fairness and federative spirit, equality and the protection of accreditation, respect and independence. Today, overall, our accountability for the health and safety protection and environmental sustainability. All these elements guarantee the direction of the will to pursue intentions in favor and contribution of the community. Now, let me make an introduction based on Assotic experience about which road the conformity assessment bodies are currently designing in the current market by environmental sustainability point of view. And to do this, I would make together with you an assumption. The innovation, technology and digitalization are a reality. Despite this and my IT degree, I have not stopped to think that the future is led by humans and only our good and simple behavior can save our environment. State that, as you well know, the digitalization on testing, inspection and certification was really pushed by the COVID-19 emergency period. It has anticipated the already known future. In this way, the conformity assessment bodies live not 1 year, but probably 2 or 3 years of innovation all in one. The digital innovation has allowed us to learn a lot during the last 15 months. Now we are asked to consolidate our successes because the improvement is just recognized after a period of normalization of the new way of work. We have realized the better way to perform the conformity activities, sometime by remote, sometime on site. We employed energy and time, educated resources to consolidate the digitalization. But what is the impact of using digitalization on testing, inspection and certification sectors for the environment? The utilization of remote activities, smartphone, IT applications, mobile, drones, the choosing of right communication channels to improve the effectiveness of the conformity activities. Are all of these really protecting the environment? At the same time, the blended activities are a reality. We need to keep it with a conscious approach. Possibly, the remote activities represent the new century of assessments, where innovation and technology are combined. Leadership and engagement of human resources are the best for driving this change. We experience that the remote conformity activities are effective, and in the future, they need to be considered as complementary to the classic on-site activities. There are enormous benefits doing conformity activities by remote. The safety protection, the sustainability of the environment, for example, an high reduction of traffic road, the efficiency, reducing the non-chargeable travel time, the elimination of geographical barriers which allow conformity assessment bodies to improve the capability of experts, ready to assess whenever is requested the professional approach. These are the new approach and the new normal of our services. We have redesigned the service to be more efficient, taking care of the spaces and time of our clients. Now, on preparation of our assessment activities, we need to constantly include on our preparation phase checklist the impact of our decision and assessment methodologies about the sustainability and environment. The conformity assessment bodies are ready to support every single initiative that could contribute to the protection of the environment for the benefit of the testing, inspection and certification sectors. Let me give you the vision of conformity assessment bodies for the future. The 2020 is a non-return year because we cannot pretend nothing has happened. We learned a lot, and this is becoming our treasure for the future, bearing in mind the positive experiences made and transforming the successes into business as usual. The milestones by which we shall restart are based on 3 points. Extreme teamwork. Despite the technology and digitalization, which are, of course, the shuttles to catch the future, we cannot forget the human factor and how much the human factors make the difference for our environment. The teamwork has allowed the data sharing. While the researchers found the right vaccine against the COVID-19, we have timely found the vaccine to protect the business of our client on testing, inspection and certification sectors. The next step forward is finding the vaccine that confirm that this new way of work using innovation, digitalization and new technologies combined with an intelligent decision made by human resources is the right way to give benefit to our environment. We have readjusted our processes. We have been resilient and flexible. Together with our clients, reinforcing the relationship with them, we started from education of the rules and going into the redesign of our processes. This work is not just for one shot, but need to be used and in place for the future, if this is sustainable for our environment. For these reasons, Assotic has sketched the work made by Lloyd's Register about the green shares. Green shares are simple, everyday actions to reduce environmental impacts. With the green shares, we can all take to make a difference, and we are encouraging people to share ideas and successes that help to reduce our impact on the environment. The green shares focus on 4 themes: energy efficiency, reducing waste and recycling, water conservation, and low carbon travel. Let's see some examples about the accountability Assotic is pushing for a better and sustainable world. About the energy saving, 9 out of 10 people live where air pollution is a real health risk. And 16 of the 17 warmest years on record have occurred since 2001. So, by this point of view, we need to pay attention to 4 steps. Switch off the lights when not needed. Avoid standby, switch off and unplug. Adjust the thermostat on your heating cooling systems. Power down laptop, PCs and monitors. About the waste control. Globally, 50 tons of household waste is thrown out every second, a volume that is expected to double by 2030. 10,000 sheets of paper are printed per office worker each year. And each year, 8 million tons of plastic leak into the ocean. So, by this point of view, 4 steps again. Use reusable containers and cutlery. Obtain reusable bottles and cups. Choose reusable carrier bags. If you can't reuse, then correctly recycle plastic. Like the waste control, about the saving of water, we have several examples. By 2025, half of the world will be living in water-stressed areas. The 95% of the water we use every day is invisible. It is hidden inside the things we wear, eat, use and consume. We each consume 3.5 liters of water a day in food we eat. By eating more vegetables and less meat can cut your water footprint by up to 35%. And the water footprint of beef is 20 times larger than for cereals and potatoes. So, by this point of view, we have 5 steps to follow. Turn off taps. This saves 6 liters of water per minute. Report leaks. A dripping tap can waste 15 liters of water a day. Shorter showers. Shower use between 6 and 45 liters per minute. Collect and reuse. Collect rainwater to reuse on your garden and car. Try eating less meat. Eating less meat could reduce your water footprint by up to 35%. And the 4th theme of the Green Share is about the intelligent travel. Train CO2 emissions are 6 to 8 times lower than car travel per passenger. So by this point of view, we need to bear in mind 5 steps. Unnecessary travel, all the virtual meetings like we can make in this moment. Commuting and short journeys using public transportation. Longer and business critical journeys through Fly Direct. Longer and business critical journeys, take the train instead of short flights, and driving safely and efficiently. All of these are just examples about how much we can contribute to protect our environment. And by this point of view, only in Italy we have 2,000 conformity assessment bodies and 33,000 employees that can give their contribution for the protection of our environment through these green shares. So let's be reminded these simple actions. And now, because of time restriction, let's see together this video about 3 simple actions to increase our awareness that I have selected for the protection of the environment. Use reusable, not disposable, and paper and printing and recycling. Let's see together.
Hello, welcome to Green Shares. Green Shares are all about sharing ideas that help reduce our impact on the environment. There are many small and simple actions that we can all take that make a difference. This includes how we travel, efficiently using water or energy, and reducing waste and CO2 emissions, whether at work or at home. So please take a few minutes to watch these short videos to learn how you can do your bit to help the environment. This Green Share is about waste, and it'll offer some simple tips about reducing, reusing, and recycling the waste we all create. Find out how you can share your ideas for a cleaner and greener world at the end of this video. Preventing waste in the first place is the best thing we can all do to help the environment by reducing the amount of disposable items we use. Secondly, we can reuse materials that still have value to us. Once the item is no longer of use to us, we should segregate for recycling to ensure materials can be reprocessed into new products or raw materials. Disposal to landfill or incineration is always the last resort. There is a reusable alternative to every single disposable item. A plastic water bottle takes over 450 years to decompose, and even then, it never really goes away. Each year, at least 8 million tonnes of plastic leak into the ocean, and by 2050, the oceans are predicted to contain more plastic than fish. The best way to reduce waste is to avoid it in the first place. You can play your part by focusing on the things you use most often. For instance, why not use a reusable container and cutlery when at lunch? Or perhaps obtain a reusable bottle or cup for water and coffee whilst at work. We all know that plastic bags are a big issue. How about choosing to use reusable carrier bags? Finally, if you are unable to reuse, then make sure to correctly recycle plastics. Do your bit and cut out single-use plastics. We can all do our bit to help the environment by thinking about what we need to print and whether we need to print at all. So why not think before you print and try to go paperless where you can? Did you know 10,000 sheets of paper are printed per office worker each year? That's more than 1 tree's worth of paper. Work electronically by sharing documents online with colleagues, especially before meetings. When you're at meetings, use the available screens in meeting rooms, or why not collaborate via Skype? Think before you print. Is it absolutely necessary? If you really do need to print, then only print the pages or sections you need. Make sure that it's double-sided and in black and white ink. And when you're done, recycle. Do your bit to save paper and save trees by going paperless. We want to keep as much waste as possible out of landfill to avoid unnecessary pollution. So throwing something away is always the last resort for managing our waste. By recycling effectively at work and at home, you can help to keep waste from ending up in landfill or the incinerator where the resource is lost forever. Globally, 50 tonnes of household waste is thrown out every second, a volume that is expected to double by 2030. Most Lloyd's Register offices segregate paper, card and plastics, and many will be able to recycle more, including metals, glass and food waste. Make sure you segregate your waste for recycling. Contaminated recycling, waste that is mixed with non-recyclable materials, will be rejected and end up in landfill or be incinerated. So be careful to put your waste in the right bin. Your waste is extremely valuable, so only use the general waste bin if you're sure that your waste can't be recycled. Do your bit by using the right bin to get the most from your waste and keep it out of landfill. If you have an idea to reduce waste, share it here on Yama with the Environment Group or email sustainability@lr.org. Thanks for watching.
So, the testing, inspection, certification sectors can do a lot. We can contribute to increase the awareness about the importance of the environment, meeting our clients, communicating the value of specific behavior, monitoring the performances of the organizations, adding the value of their way of working. Leading by example is another way to demonstrate our commitment on this. In Italy, we are working at 4 levels of engagement: at federation level, at association level, at conformity assessment bodies level, and human resource level. Let's see something about that. At federation level, of course, we can communicate our green share tips. It is requesting a commitment to each single association about the effort to sustain the environment. We are requesting to engage institutions and government to do more about the education and protection of the environment. And the Federation can identify tools by which it is possible to monitor the global impact of our actions. At association level, we can demonstrate an engagement of green shares into the education program for the children. We can require the commitment to each single conformity assessment bodies about the effort to sustain the environment. And of course, we can work for the harmonization of approach among conformity assessment bodies. At conformity assessment bodies level, we can promote the green standard like ISO 14001 or ISO 50001. We can require the commitment to our client to sustain the environment. We can lead by example for the sustainability concept. We can harmonize our approach among the employees that we have. We can offer our client a new way of thinking. And of course, we can help them to monitor the performances and the improvement about the green side. As last, by human resource point of view, this is really critical. Of course, we are requested to implement the 4 green shares, reducing waste and recycling, maximizing our recycling, minimizing the amount of waste going to landfill, the energy efficiency, maximizing our energy efficiency, minimizing our energy use and emissions, including refrigerant gases, the natural resource conservation, minimizing our consumption of water and paper by recycled, recyclable and ethical products and services. Always avoid single-use items. And lower impact travel, minimizing all unnecessary business travel and promoting low carbon commuting. In Lloyd's Register and Assotic, we deliver our sustainability aspiration through 5 pillars that are central to our purposes of providing benefit to clients and communities, and operating a responsible business that is supported by a productive, diverse, and healthy workforce. These pillars are outlined here. Our biggest asset are our people. Through them, we provide independent assurance and expert technical advice. Our global reach and influence also positively affect many people in industry, government, and the communities in which we work. We actively contribute to raising the global standard of responsible governance by demonstrating best practice and challenging our supply chain partners to meet high standards of ethical, environmental, and social responsibility. Only in Lloyd's Register, with over 150 offices globally, it is important we manage the environmental impacts of our corporate operations. The direct impacts include energy consumption from the heating, cooling, and operation of our offices, and the generation of waste. We are also a global business which often requires our people to travel to conduct their work, resulting in emissions from air and road travel. Many of our employees are actively engaged in projects within their communities where they apply the energy and the skills learned at Lloyd's Register to issues and good causes that they care about. We want to ensure that all our people are given the opportunity to make a difference to the issues and communities that are important to them. Technology is an enabler of a cleaner, more sustainable world. Through research, development, and deployment, we assess the risk of new technology before it is applied, helping to optimize efficiency, safety, and performances. At the end of this presentation, I would really thank RELACRE, Alvaro, and each of you about the contribution that you will give for the protection of the environment in the future. Green shares are all about human factor, and you can contribute to build the best future for our children. Obrigado.